Now the time had come to set an example. A deed of particularly heinous evilness would inspire the creatures of the Horde to greater things. To this purpose, the Horde moved deep into the wealthy heartland of the Alliance. It was on the hunt for a creature whose sugar-sweet kindness and cordiality would rot the tusks of an orc. A unicorn. The Horde had grown impressively. Many goblins and nagas had joined the military evil's army, but evil was still not satisfied. To evolve any further, a particularly vile act would be needed. There was an enchanting fairy-like being in these lands, whose goodness oozed out through its every pore. The death of the unicorn would inspire the Horde to even greater deeds. Moreover, its head would look really nice hung over the fireplace. However, this creature was not only strong, but it possessed an inner magic that could becalm even the most vicious orc and make it change allegiance. Help would be required in order to ensure the Horde wasn't transformed into a pathetic heap of flower-gathering hippies. Rumor had it there was an ancient cave here, once inhabited by orcs. Perhaps the ultimate evil would find some answers there. Some creatures had been hiding in a secret room. They joined the ultimate evil. Some creatures had been hiding in a secret room. They joined the ultimate evil. Whoops, just realized I skipped a paragraph, sorry. There were 3 upwardly mobile Alliance cities in the vicinity. Previously, these had been industrial centers with well-regulated trades. However, in recent years, the banking industry had grown exponentially, and so now all the inhabitants worked for the banking sector. These cities have been networked together via a well-guarded road system, colloquially referred to as Wall Street. Is this really relevant? don't think so. Royal aid had reached one of the threatened banks in the shape of a gold-laden donkey. A well-functioning financial bubble like that would always be a law not just to bankers, but to heroes as well, looking for somewhere to store the proceeds of their last forays. Once this was done, they marched straight for the nearest dungeon. Unfortunately, that belonged to the ultimate evil, and as dungeons go, would prove a very hard nut to crack. The ultimate evil would not permit any further gold transports to reach a bank in distress. This was in order to prevent the emergence of any more heroes. Enemies have entered the dungeon. Suddenly, the creatures of the abominable evil itched all over and started scratching their bodies. This was bound to have been caused by the presence of the nauseatingly good unicorn rubbing off on them. Another bank required government help. Immediately, a gold-laden donkey headed out onto Wall Street. The entrance to the old Orc Cave was in this area of the ocean. The ultimate evil instructed its creatures to enter it. They were to look for something useful to fight the unicorn. The creatures of the ultimate evil entered the Orc Cave, referred to as DF9 with trepidation. Due to the greed of its owners, this ambitious building project had never quite been finished. However, there was bound to be something that would prove useful in defeating the unicorn. At least, that's what the strategy guide kept saying. Orc Cave had still not been investigated by the creatures of the ultimate evil. It was clear that something important that needed to be found was hidden there. An orc emerged from the darkness, muttering, "Right, show me what you've got then." He started attacking the creatures of the ultimate evil. Once again, a transport of gold had reached. After a tough battle, the mysterious orc was slain. What was all that about? Wait, suddenly the corpse of the orc began to disintegrate. At the same time, something could be seen moving by that strange altar in the orc cave. Was that his spirit floating in the air over there?
After a few seconds, the strange altar appeared to set the orc free. It would seem he had risen from the dead. He now happily joined the horde, having ensured their fighting skills were up to scratch. This strange altar was impressive. Perhaps the ultimate evil would soon be able to build something like this in its own dungeon, once it had inspired its monsters through an act of evil.
The hungry evil was in the mood for horse salami. The time had come to get rid of the unicorn.
Avoid the fratricidal war. Each sliver of a soul exists in its own right.
Him again? Good grief, can't he and his pseudo-mystical babbling go somewhere else? We're trying to tell a story here. The horde was preparing to attack one of the cities, but the reluctant evil did not feel quite strong enough. The next task was to take care of the unicorn, as this evil deed would help to strengthen its army. It's payday. Spiders have spread throughout the underground. Once again, a gold transport was required. The unicorn was still very much alive and kicking. Unless its demise was ensured, this level would drag on endlessly. Of late, one of the creatures had come up with a plan to create a trade union and go on strike for better working conditions. Once he remembered exactly what the ultimate evil would do to him, the idea was quickly shelved. It's payday. Another gold transport was stopped by the creatures of the vile evil. The fluffy pink unicorn radiated a soothing atmosphere all around, that brought all enemies in the area under its spell and thus on its side. From now on, these formerly evil creatures would spend their time picking flowers and hugging trees. There are countless spiders pouring out of a room that was accidentally unearthed. Disgusting. Nailed it. The Horde's bloodthirsty monsters killed the disgustingly fluffy unicorn on behalf of the ensconced evil. For the troops, this meant only one thing: horse salami. But wait, that's not all. This evil deed completely delighted the Horde and inspired it to new evil deeds. The ultimate evil was now able to get its servants to upgrade the throne room. This would give access to more fabulously diabolical things. The ultimate evil returned to its throne room at once and had it upgraded immediately. The swanky evil's new throne room shone in all its glory. The evil immediately checked out the other rooms, particularly the Tinkerer's Cave, to see what new things its creatures would be able to research now.
The strange altar in the old Orc cave was fascinating. With the new and improved throne room and a little brain power, it would presumably not be beyond the wit of the ultimate evil to build one in its own dungeon. There, it could be made available to all its creatures.
The evil and heinous acts perpetrated by the ultimate evil left the cities feeling threatened, and they hired extra guards to protect them. The amused evil sniggered as it noticed this. The mocking laughter of dwarves could still be heard echoing through the underground. With gritted teeth, the ultimate evil intensified the search. Once again, a banker got into difficulty and shouted loudly for government support. A gold convoy started making its way along Wall Street. payday.
The ultimate evil still had to expand the arena in order to make it really useful. A fighting pit would enable it to improve one of its creatures and train them to be an even better fighter. Exercise equipment would allow its minions to relax and ensure they didn't get bored. A fighting pit had been built. The secretive evil immediately grabbed one of its creatures and threw the wretch into it in order to be trained. Sounds strange, doesn't it? But that's exactly what happened.
The cities had still not all been wiped from the face of the overworld. It was time that the lazy evil finally got around to doing something about it. A gold transport had reached a distressed bank. The subsequent economic boom immediately attracted a few heroes. There are enemies in your dungeon.
One of the creatures found himself in the fighting pit, and somewhat reluctantly, after being convinced via the persuasive power of violence, began training.
Mission accomplished. The creature had finished its training and evolved. Smugly, the ultimate evil patted itself on the back. Payday.
After a little personal tasting session, you'll be pleased to hear that the beer in your brew is not too bad at all. The strange altar was finally researched and ready to be built. Soon, any creatures who were stupid enough to die in the overworld could be brought back to life. That is, if it were desirable to do so.
Once again, a gold transport was required. Some creatures had been hiding in a secret room. They joined the ultimate evil. The tedious evil had still not destroyed all the cities, and by now had exceeded the time frame the developers had designated for this task. This was not going to be helpful for its high score at all. Oh, wait, what? No high scores? Oh, well, just completely ignore that then. Some creatures had been hiding in a secret room. They joined the ultimate evil.
It's payday.
Once again, a transport of gold had reached one of the cities and so saved a bank. Somewhere in the underground, there was rumored to be a cave full of spiders guarding an exit to the surface. Enemies have entered the dungeon. Oh. The cities had still not all been wiped from the face of the overworld. It was time that the lazy evil finally got around to doing something about it. A happy dwarven song extolling the virtues of gold was heard echoing through the corridors. The deaf evil would have found it anyway, thanks to its bustling little snots. Quick action was required before those greedy little rascals started helping themselves to the gold reserves. Another bank required government help. Immediately, a gold-laden donkey headed out onto Wall Street. It's payday. The final dwarf gasped his last greedy gold before hitting the ground. The underground and the treasures of the hoarding evil were safe, for the time being. Questionable evil had still not found the spider's cave. Out of frustration, it slapped the creatures, or at least thought about it. Goes without saying that the servants of the ultimate evil intercepted this gold transport as well. The tedious evil had still not destroyed all the cities, and by now had exceeded the time frame the developers had designated for this task. This was not going to be helpful for its high score at all. Oh, wait, what? No high score? Oh, well, just completely ignore that then. There are countless spiders pouring out of a room that was accidentally unearthed. Disgusting. The ultimate evil's little snots had torn down a wall, just as they had done 1,000 times before. However, as this one collapsed, it revealed a large cave, inhabited by several fat and particularly obnoxious spiders. This plague had to be stopped as quickly as possible, otherwise these disgusting creatures would spread through the underground like lightning. Unbelievably evil destroyed all the spiders with almost absurd ease, and thereby discovered a resource for cheap leather shoes. It also discovered another path to the surface, which would come in very useful in the future. Once again, a gold transport was required. The city by the forest and its lumber camp held up well, but were not able to tactically outwit the dastardly evil's genius. And so the city was destroyed by the Horde. The question now arose whether the Horde should start felling trees here, or whether that would enrage the Night Elves. What? Night Elves? Oh, wrong game. Apologies. The cities had still not all been wiped from the face of the overworld. It was time that the lazy evil finally got around to doing something about it. The vicious evil's horde fervently destroyed one of the gold transports and greedily helped themselves to its contents. Payday. Another bank required government help. Immediately, a gold-laden donkey headed out onto Wall Street. The cities lay there like ripe fruit, just waiting to be picked. The ultimate evil gathered its creatures in order to address the problem. goes without saying that the servants of the ultimate evil intercepted this gold transport as well. The small fishing village offered little resistance against the horde. The thought of getting the fishermen to work for it was quickly rejected by a doubtful evil. It was concerned that the horde would get too used to something so tasty. It's payday. The tedious evil had still not destroyed all the cities, and by now had exceeded the time frame the developers had designated for this task. This was not going to be helpful for its high score at all. Oh, wait, what? No high scores? Oh, well, just completely ignore that then. The city by the quarry could not withstand the marauding horde and became victim to the bloodthirsty warriors. The survivors would be allowed to continue working in the quarry. They'd just be made to do it in chains to please the insidious evil. Mission accomplished. The unicorn graced the ultimate evil's mantelpiece. The cities lay in ruins and Wall Street was occupied. 99% of the mission objectives had been completed. Wait, no, it's 100%. Excellent!